Today I'm going to teach you how to bind off your scarf that you've knit. All you need is a yarn needle and a pair of scissors and your finished scarf. So we're going to start by knitting our first stitch as we normally would, our second stitch as we normally would, and then here's where we stop. We're going to go back to that first stitch, grab it with the left needle, and pull it over that second stitch and off the right needle. So now you're left with just one stitch on your needle. You're going to knit another stitch onto your right needle and repeat the same process all the way across. So grab that first stitch, pull it up, and over the second stitch. So you're always going to want to have two stitches on your right needle, and you're going to be pulling the first stitch up and over and off the needle from that second stitch. So again, you're going to knit your first stitch, knit your second stitch, and then pull it over that second stitch and off. Now it's very easy to bind off too tightly, so we want to actually do it a little bit looser than you've been normally knitting, because what can happen is that your bind off edge is going to be a little bit more narrow than when you first cast on and first started knitting your scarf. So really be watching that you're not holding your yarn too tightly. Now, when you're teaching your kids to bind off in knitting, it is really important to teach them how to do this with the knitting needles, because it is simpler to kind of balance the needles and try to pull that first stitch over the second with their fingers because they have small fingers. But we want to teach them how to do it the right way, and the right way is really trying to get those fingers practicing holding the needles as if they are kind of an attachment of their hands. Really get comfortable. It really helps with their dexterity, it helps with their fine motor skills, and it is going to help with their knitting further down the road if they are starting the way that we want them to end up going. Now, if you accidentally drop a stitch while you're doing this, go back to my video about accidentally dropping a stitch. You're just simply gonna pull the yarn off of the right needle and undo the bind off that you did and pick up that stitch the same way you would with a drop stitch. If you accidentally splice the yarn, then same thing. I have a video about how to get your entire stitch picked up so you're not left leaving pieces of it. So we're going to keep going all the way until this very last stitch. And now we're going to knit the last stitch and pull over the first stitch over the second. You now will just have one stitch on your needle. We're going to pull the needle a little bit just to make that loop a little bit bigger. So now this is where we are going to use our scissors to cut a little bit of a tail here. And we are going to go back to what we learned in the beginning, which was to have kind of a little bird peeking through or a chicken peeking through and pulling through as if you had a beak with your fingers. Pull that tail through the loop, and do not let go of the tail, but you can let go of the loop, and you're gonna pull the tail tighter until the loop is as closed as you can get it. And then that is it. If you want to see what to do next now that you are ready to weave in your ends, I will put that link right here for you.